Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to episode 54 here on the Top 10 Tuesday series. Yeah, episode 54, and as you can see, this week's theme is Top 10 Sleaze flicks of all time. So yeah, I pretty much put some like exploitation type films in here too, because, you know, you can't really have a top 10 list without, you know, exploiting the exploitation films, I guess. Yeah, so, you know, not strictly horror, but this was really just off the top of my head, because there is like a million sleaze flicks out there. And, yeah, I mean, love me some sleaze flicks, man. So I thought, and you know, instead of having the typical horror mag in the background, I went digging through a whole pile of old magazines and stuff, and I actually found a Penthouse in there, so that was pretty funny. This is when Penthouse, this is from August of 1999, when they went no black dots, so everything was uncensored in here, and that meant penetration and cum shots, and so it got real sleazy up in there, so yeah, Penthouse. Alright, so get into this top 10. Number 10 here, I believe, from 2010, it's a Bill Sabub film called Forgive Me for Raping You. Yeah, that's a real title. Basically what this movie is this dude that's on the cover here. He's dressed like a priest, and he goes around basically picking up women, taking them back to his abode, and doing sadistic shit like raping them and fucking with them. And the movie just kind of replays itself over and over again. There's like 5 or 6 scenes in this film of this guy just doing all this horrific sexual acts and shit to these women. And it just really it gets repetitive. It's kind of funny. I was just reading on the back here, and it literally says director Bill Sabub has trimmed all of the filler from the standard serial killer movie and replaced it with a near constant barrage of depraved sexual horror. Yeah, that's totally true. There's no filler in this movie. It's just like the same scene over and over again with different women. So, but there is some nasty shit going on in this. It's played pretty straightforward. It's not like Bill Sabub's comedic stuff, but this one is sleazy as fuck, man. Crazy. It's definitely not for everybody. It's probably not even for me. But yeah, forgive me for raping me. For raping you for raping me. Yeah, raping me of my money, maybe, but yeah, number 10. Number 9 is The Demons. Now, you can't have a top 10 list without a Jess Franco film. And the thing is, I could have done probably 7 top 10 lists of just Jess Franco sleaze flicks, because all this stuff is super sleazy. Now, the first one that came to my mind was this one right here, because I remember when I first watched this movie, just being like, it was making me laugh so hard because it's such a bad and terrible film. It's a nunsploitation film, basically a period piece, you know, going back to the Inquisition. It's like Inquisition, you know, exploitation, nunsploitation stuff. You know, and it's got so much lesbian sex in this. And there's scenes in this film that are just totally thrown in there just for the sake of having them in there. And that's why it makes this list, because it's just so ridiculously bad. It's actually tedious to watch. It's quite boring at times too, because you just kind of get sick of seeing like these lesbian acts. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but the other thing is that it's super long, 118 minutes of just like repetitiveness and things that aren't making sense, and it's a fucking terrible movie. But I had to throw it in here. The Demons. Yeah, so many Jess Franco films that could have made this list, but I only decided to put one in here because, yeah, there's just too many to pick from. So that was number 9. Number 8 is a film that I reviewed in my 31 Days of Horror, and that's Forced Entry. Now, this is meant to be, you know, it's obviously meant to be sleazy because it's, you know, it's like a porno slasher film from 1973, I believe, or 74. I did, like I said, I did a full-length review on this, and it's basically just about a guy that is going around and, you know, forcing his way into their homes and, you know, raping and killing them. It's definitely, you know, kind of a shocker, especially for the times it came out. I mean, even all these years later, it's still pretty nasty to see shit like this, because, you know, it's just brutal, man. Rape and murder shown together, and of course hardcore sex. But yeah, it's sleazy as fuck, man. It's just really, really sleazy. You know, it's not a great film by any means, but, you know, it's enjoyable to watch. I do recommend this, though. Forced Entry. In at number 8. Number 7 is Joe D'Amato's Erotic Nights of the Living Dead. You know, another hardcore film. Well, this version has hardcore sex in it, of course, with Laura Gershom, of course, in the Emmanuel films. So you know what you're going to get with this one. But, you know, there is another version of this one without the hardcore sex, but it's a zombie film with, you know, hardcore sex scenes. And, you know, it's sleazy as fuck, man. This one's really actually interesting to watch. I really don't mind it. It's got some pretty atmospheric moments in this film. You know, with the zombies on the island and stuff, you know, besides the hardcore sex and the sleaziness of this film, you know, just being a Joe D'Amato film in general, you know, it's going to be pretty sleazy, but, this actually isn't that bad. It's not a great film by any means, but it's got its moments though. So, Erotic Nights of the Living Dead, good stuff from 1980, I believe. Yeah, and that was number 7. Number 6 is a brand new film, and I thought I'd put it in here, you know, just get something new in the list. And it's Escort Service, and this one makes a list because I just watched this one, and it's basically about this person getting revenge on these prostitutes. Basically, these prostitutes are getting picked off one by one. Killer's out for revenge for some specific reason. And yeah, this one's got some really, really sleazy moments. It's just filled with sex and, you know, sex violence, and obviously lots of tits and ass and muff, and there's some hardcore moments in this film too. All I'll say is baseball bat, but you know, it's sleazy as fuck, man. It really is. It's one of the most entertaining films I've seen all year. It's just filled with, you know, pretty good effects. So I gotta say, you know, Marcus Koch did the effects in this, but soundtrack fucking awesome. Really, really amazing soundtrack. So heavily influenced by Italian cinema. But the acting in this film is just horrendous, man. It's so bad. Yeah, it's really, really bad, but it's such a fun film. Escort Service. Definitely check it out, from 2015. And yeah, that was number 6. Number 5 is going back to the 70s, and that is SS Hellcamp. You know, this was like the first one I thought of, because I remember the first time I watched this movie, I just fucking died laughing, man. It's just so ridiculous. These Nazi exploitation films are just out of control bad. Really, really bad. You know, of course, you know, if you've never seen this one, it's basically about, they create this like Neanderthal beast and they like feed him women and shit. It's just out of fucking control bad. It's so ridiculous. But, you know, pretty much every Nazi exploitation film has like the most outrageous storyline to it. This one's no different. It's terrible. It's a video nasty. You know, if you've never seen it, give it a shot. I mean, I love Nazi exploitation films because they're just really good for a laugh, you know. But yeah, SS Hellcamp in at number 6, number 5, I mean. Into number 4 is Strip Nude for Your Killer, which I believe came out in 75. Yeah, man, this is a really sleazy type. I love it. Ultra trashy fun. It really is, man. This movie has so much nudity in it, man. There's just so much fucking nudity. And that's what you expect from a film called Strip Nude for Your Killer. But awesome flick, though, man. I mean, I wouldn't say awesome, but I really enjoy this movie, actually. It's pretty good. You know, it's got a lot of familiar faces and stuff, but, you know, just the sleaze factor of this film right here, awesome stuff, man. Really good soundtrack, too. I remember the music being really good in this, too. Can't remember who did it. Doesn't even actually say on here, but enough sleaze and nudity to enhance even the most dedicated giallo fan. Yeah, it's great stuff, man. Strip Nude for Your Killer, great stuff. Check it out if you've never seen it. And that was number 4. Number 3 is Emmanuel in America. Had to throw an Emmanuel film in here, you know, sleazy exploitation films. I was actually watching this earlier, as you can see right there. Yeah, I hadn't watched it in a while, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Of course, this Blue Underground DVD has the, you know, the full hand job on the horse scene in it. But yeah, this one is it's chock full of fucking sleaze, just tits and muff and ass, like every 2 seconds in the film. You know, it's a lot of fun, man. You know, of course, starring Laura Gershon. Yeah, or Gershwin. I'm terrible with names, but yeah, it's a fun film, man. It's a fun film. Emmanuel in America, number 3. Number 2 is, you know, another one I thought right off the top of my head, and that's also, of course, She-Wolf of the SS. This one, man, oh, fuck, it's just so damn sleazy. You know, these Germans, these Nazi exploitation films, that they're sexually depraved films, and like, Diane Thorne is just so fucking sexy, man. An awesome rack in there, but this one's just full of just everything you expect from, you know, a sleaze fest. And There's not really a whole lot to say about this film. Everyone's said a million things about it before, but She-Wolf the SS, one of my favorites. I love the ending of this film. The ending to this film is just fucking awesome. It always kind of not really shocks me, but it's just crazy to see though. Yeah, never seen She-Wolf the SS. Give it a shot. It's fucking awesome. And at number 1 from 1978, another 70s film, and that is The Sister of Ursula. Now this one makes my number 1 film because I actually really like this giallo, and it is sleazy as fuck, man. And this one makes it number 1 because the killer's weapon in this film is just the best weapon of all time. It's just wicked. And just the way he kills women in this film is just sleazy as shit. Again, filled with nudity, bloody violence, in giallo style. Just fucking awesome. Sexy women in this. With a pretty cool storyline, man. I really like the storyline in this film, too. It's actually pretty interesting. Yeah, it's just fucking awesome, man. If you've never seen The Sister of Ursula, definitely give this a shot. It is awesome stuff, man. You can get it in a box set. At least by Severin Films, or you can get it solo, too. But I highly recommend this, man. Really, really great film. Awesome stuff. So, in at number 1. Alright, do a quick little recap here. Forgive Me for Raping You. Have the Demons, Forced Entry, Erotic Nights of the Living Dead, Death Escort Service, SS Hellcamp, Strip Nude for Your Killer, Emmanuel in America, Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS, and of course, The Sister of Ursula. Definitely give this one a shot. It's just awesome, sleazy wickedness. And that is going to do it for this week's top 10 sleaze flicks. Now, I didn't actually intend to put 2 Nazi-exploitations in this list, but it just kind of worked out like that. I was, kind of trying to mix it up, but had to put those in there. Had to, because those are just ones that came to my mind right away. But like I always say, make sure to sub everyone else I do this series with. All the links will be down below. And yeah, I will check you guys next week. I believe the top 10 is actually top 10 box sets, if I'm not mistaken. I might have actually looked at that and remembered that, so I usually don't. But anyways, guys, check it in. Peace out, homies.